Daily communication class. This is my demonstration speech on March 25th, 2020. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make a decorative planter. You want to start by choosing your area where you want to put the planter, what kind of sunlight it gets, whether it's all shade, all sunlight, or a combination of both. Then you need to look at your area for the decoration to see how much room you're going to have, and that will help you in the planter size. I have just a small planter for the corners of my deck, which that area is high morning sun and light shade in the afternoon. And I've chosen my plants accordingly. If you don't know anything about plants, they're very helpful nowadays when you're buying plants to have these little cards inserted in them that show you the care that each plant needs, how much sun and how much watering you'll need to do to maintain their health. So I have started with a citronella because it's going on the back deck where we spend evenings. I like to have something that repels the mosquitoes. I want to put it toward the back and have a little bit of height. So I'm going to remove the temporary pot and I'm going to loosen the roots. Now this is the part that was scary when I first started doing this because it looked like you're tearing the plant up, but you're loosening these roots, as you can see, that have grown around each other so that you can get good drainage and lots of moisture to them when you water and when they sit out in the rain. You can see that I'm putting it toward the back. Then I chose some color. I like geraniums. I love geraniums actually. They are really good color in the summer. They're pretty hardy. Really difficult to kill for the most part. So once again, I'm gonna separate the roots out a little bit and I'm gonna put it to the side. Now, your plants may not all be the same size and height, so you have to kind of measure, and you can just keep it in the container while you're doing this. You're gonna kind of have to measure as you place where they're gonna land. And you might have to add some soil. When you're picking your soil for container, it's important to get a potting soil mix, something specifically designed for potted containers. They're gonna have the right kinds of levels of soil with pH balances and fertilizers. If you do end up using just a regular topsoil, you're gonna need to add a fertilizer. Osmocote is a really good brand. It's got time-release capsules. You can just sprinkle a few in there as you go. Some people will go ahead and add it to even the potting soil. That's up to you. If I see that my plant is struggling a little bit, sometimes I'll put a little bit in there after I've got it planted. So I'm gonna add a little bit of soil just to bring this geranium up a little bit. I got my little garden trowel. And I'm just gonna move it around and make sure that the height is where I want it to be. It's okay to get a little rough with these plants. You of course don't want to break them off, but you can move them as you need. You can hold on to these little cards if you're just starting out and put them, actually tuck them back into the pot to help you remember. Just so you remember how much water they want or need or is recommended, how much sunlight, if you need to move them around a little bit, rotate them. And then, so I did color with my citronella. I can smell the citronella already. This is gonna be great in the summer because it's gonna naturally help keep mosquitoes away. And then my color is gonna make it look really pretty when these all start to bloom. And then I got some just little Dusty Millers, is what they're called. And they're just for, I like texture. I like for things to look interesting. It's just like ground cover, essentially. So I'm gonna put those around, as you can see, in my finished planter. I've got some in the front and one over here by its side. When you get done with your potted plants, you want to sprinkle a little water on them. You're going to want to pack the dirt in really tight around them. You can add dirt as you go, moving it around, making sure your roots are covered. Everything is in the soil very firmly. You can kind of pack it down a little bit as you go. Not too much because you want there to be drainage for watering and for rainfall. So you definitely want everything secured and standing up in the soil by itself. When you get done, you should have about a ½ inch between the soil and the container. And You should have pulled every dead leaf, anything from the nursery might have gotten damaged in transit. Go ahead and pull that off, clip them back, and you're good to go. You can have a professional planter by your doorstep, by your steps on your porch, on your deck, and it'll look like you spent a bunch of money. And I think all of this together was about 40 bucks, and it should last all summer. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for tuning in.